Hi viewers, I welcome you to another interesting episode of Talk Active. And on today's topic, we'll be talking about the Western culture having a hold on our African culture and the way we speak, the way we talk, the way we behave, down to the religion, politics, and everything. So, discussing this topic today with me will be, by my right, I have Hon.Chidiebere.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then by my left, I have my brother, Mr. Halowin, the high beast, rap beast Bashilike. So, on today's topic, we are talking about the hold that the Western culture has on Africa as a whole, like down to the way we eat, the way we talk, the way we dress, even the way itself. I say, I had them use our thing on our own. We can't even think for ourselves. It's like even down to politics, they have everything on hold. So, Mr. Halowin, what do you have to say about this topic?
Okay. Before I start delving deep into it, I would like to pinpoint the fact that Western civilization came to us because of we were colonized by them. Right? So, in order to actually do justice to this topic, we have to understand that as of 1960, Nigeria as a country was regarded as independent. But truly, we are not independent. The whole Africa is not independent. So we are independent in paper, but in practice, we are still not independent. We are still dependent on the Western world and the way they live their lives.
So, what is the problem there? Is it that the colonization didn't work, or the colonizing? Are they trying to? Why are they still having this strong influence?
I believe that the reason why they still have this strong influence on us is because they destroyed our mentality so much that we believe that everything they do is superior than us, than the one we do, right? Because yes, we have our independence, but right now it's no longer colonization. It's called neo-colonialization and somehow cultural imperialism, whereby we imitate them in everything they do because we think that they are superior to us in everything, which is not true. Because before they came here, we had our own civilization. We had our way of doing things. We got sick, we healed ourselves. We worshipped in our own way. We married in our own way. We didn't need to wear white gowns to go to the church.
Yes.
We did things that showed that we are already civilized. Maybe still under-civilized to them, but we are getting there. But they came and it seems like they brainwashed the Africans and we felt like everything they did was better than what we did.
All right, so Honorable.
Yeah, my brother.
What do you have to say about this topic?
Yes, thank you so much. I've heard what our brother said. For me, I believe we have independence since 1960. The problem we are having as Africans, we are the cause of our problems.
In what aspects?
Yes. Why I said that is that, just like he said, before the Western came, we have our schools, our people go to school, we have our way of worship. So we being colonized like the avenue for us to live their own way of life. Why I said is our fault is that we left our way of life to imitate the Western. I remember those days, like our forefathers, we used to have like 2 wives, 3 wives. But in these days, we believe in Western world's marriage. One man, one wife.
Yes.
And it's causing problems. Of course. Okay, now look at it in the society. We have so many single women, and there are the women causing problems in so many marriages. Understand? But when you have like 2, if every woman will have their own man,
yes,
I think there will be
peace
justice to that. Understand?
Yeah.
So again, in school, those days, our people goes to school.
How?
They have their own way of going to school. Like in Igbo language, they study ABCD. They study 1, 2, 3 by O2, Aboa, Ito, and this and all that. That's our way of life. I'm not saying that the Western and maybe what they brought to us that is not good. It's good, but there are things we need to imitate, and there are things we need to maintain as our culture. We have our own way of life.
All right, so,
not cutting you short. The problem we have as Africans is that we believe so much in the Westerners. What they brought to us, they brought schools, they brought hospitals,
dressing, everything.
And
McKenna
religion.
before.
You know, those ones are good, but we shouldn't forget our origin. We have our own way of life.
So basically, what you're saying is that we should accept the good ones and then leave the bad ones.
They can't be controlling us from their own countries, just like the Britons. Maybe whatever you want to do in Nigeria,
you first of all consult with Brits.
The Britons have taken decision and all that. We the citizens, we have the right, maybe in an election, to choose who is going to be our president. Understand? But after all said and done, before you could know it, the Westerners will come with their influence and they will destroy everything.
All right, so
I believe we are the cause of our problems, not even the Western worlds.
So what do you got account to here? Because the problem though, you said it's mental.
Yes.
They brainwashed us. They changed our own way of thinking. But now he doesn't believe it's their fault. He believes it's our own fault. So K.E. guy, what do you have to say about this topic, this issue now that he just raised?
Somehow he is right, but not completely correct, because it's partly our fault and partly their fault. They brought something, like for instance, if I want to sell something to you, it is my right to show you the product, and it's your right to reject or buy it.
Yes.
So they came with what they came with, and we accepted it. If they didn't come, we'll still develop in our own pace with our own time. So it is partly their fault and partly our fault. But the reason why I'm saying it is their fault, in the greater percentage is coming from their side, is because if we were not exposed to that, it wouldn't. This topic wouldn't be holding much water today. And not only that, we were exposed to the Western civilization, is that the way they exposed it to us is very wrong. For instance, the advent of Christianity in Nigeria, the way the gospel was preached to us was done in order for us to be exploited, not really for us to receive Christ.
Explain, because every genre had the very touch.
The reason why I said that is because when they brought Christianity, we worshipped we pour libations to our ancestors. Just like what the Christians do now. They still pour libations to Christian ancestors, like the saints. When you pray, you call the saints. But now, when we prayed, we called our ancestors. And you only call those ancestors that did good thing. You cannot pour libations to the ancestors that brought taboo to the community. So those ones that did good thing were our saints, just like the Christendom does now. So when they came with this Christianity, they started segregating those who adopted it and those who want to stay based on the traditional religion, as if the traditional religion was bad. I remember my grandfather telling me a story that one of the reasons why masquerade was introduced in our own side of the community was because it was used as community policing, where someone has done something evil, and because people are afraid to confront this person, you wear this masquerade and come and tell the person that him or her has done so and so, and it is not good.
Yeah.
And that person will not be able to see the face of the person who is throwing that sin.
Yeah.
In that way, people have heard your transgressions in public, and you cannot hold the person or do harm to the person that said that because you don't know the person.
Yes.
This is community policing. But they came and they made this masquerade of a stuff look as if it is bad, whereas in their own tradition or custom, they still have something called Halowin, that they celebrate the gap between the dead and all these things. So that when these churches started building churches, the reason for building a church building, is because they wanted to make those that practice African tradition or religion feel segregated when you see your brother, if two of us are brothers and I've adopted the Christian way, and you see me entering that building, automatically you know that I'm no longer with you. So that building there was a mental job they did to us. They wanted to use this building to show these people that those people who enter this place have more knowledge than those who don't. And they gave them clothes, they gave them some fancy things, mirrors, things that are flashy, that will make you feel like you are better than your neighbor who is not entering that building, right? Whereas in the Bible, Christ made us understand that the building is not the church, it is us that is the church. Okay, so you gave me this religion so that you can collect my mineral resources. And you took those things and then
honorable, off your mic. So back to you. So honorable, you heard what he said, right?
Yes.
So what do you have to say? Because
he made mention about the churches, the Western world bringing church and our own culture. Yes, I agreed with that. That's the part of the areas where our people fail it. I'm not saying that going to church is a bad thing, but we have our culture before they brought the church. And one question I want to ask is, if the Westerners can show us the way to heaven, why do they restrict us? Like most times we apply for visa to visit their places. Why do they restrict us? If they can lead us to heaven, why can't they allow us to visit their place? So when you think of what I just said now, you will know. So I encourage our people to be wise. We have to be wise. I know very far. In fact, we are blind. There are things we shouldn't accept. Understand? Okay, now look at it. They made us to understand that all the saints in the Bible are white. All the saints in the Bible, even Christ, is white. And when they want to describe Satan will be a black man. No, but just I want you to.
Yes, I'm following. Yes.
Then what is that? Is there any justice in that? What do they want us to feel? Like we should continue believing them that all they brought to us and all they've said to us is true. If we can be, our skin color is being presented as a devil and they are sent. My brother, I used to give it a second thought. Because they are not telling us the truth.
So what you are saying now, in essence, is that because black devil and white Jesus. So is he part of the mental slavery that he talked about?
Of course. Of course.
So when they tell you that Jesus is white and then Satan is black, they are seeing you as a demon.
You as a demon, they want to convert you so that you will be like Christ. It's even in the Bible. There is a song, I want to be like Christ. I don't know if that's the cause most of our people is now bleaching their skin. They want to be white. I don't know, but we have to be wise. I'm not saying that going to church. Okay, now we are all in this country. We know how so many churches are being, like, they are well off teaching. You will see a pastor, he will tell you, bring this, bring tithes if you want to be blessed. As if you cannot be blessed without tithes. I'm not preaching, I'm not saying anything against the tithes. Because I know even the Muslims, they
do their own thing.
Do business and they get success. Understand? But there are things you will see an old woman or even somebody who is struggling to live or struggling in his business. They will tell you, once you bring 10% of what you are doing, that you will succeed in your business. I'm not saying anything. If it is your wish, you can still go ahead. But for me, it is another brainwash. You've not stand your business. You want to give a tithe to
10%.
I don't understand.
Okay.
So these are part of the brainwash. Our people should wake up.
Topic, they were very, very juicy.
Our people should wake up.
This topic, they were very, very juicy. So, all right, Honorable. So let me get back to you, Mr. Halowin. The remedy to this thing. What's the remedy to it? Because okay, let's say okay, the whole thing now is that we have been brainwashed, we have been deceived. They have used their culture to change ours. Now, is there a way back for a black man?
Of course.
Again, one way black Jesus.
Of course, there is a way back from everything. Ndi was number one to the roller boat. So it is any that's how they say that whenever you wake up is your own morning.
Yeah.
You break your fast anytime you wake up, right? So the problem is, are you willing to wake up? Because if you don't wake up, you can't say there is morning or afternoon or night. You are still in that world, unconscious world. So African, if we are ready to wake up, then we can remedy this. I believe that there is a remedy to all these things. And one of the things that can make us retrace our steps back is to understand the history. To understand the history, because these people did not bring religion, Christianity, because they wanted us to be saved. They brought that to destroy our traditional values first, before the traders now came to take what they wanted in exchange for peanuts and mirror and some lamps. The religion came first to make you believe that everything that you used to do is wrong. All of them is wrong. I'm not saying that every society has good and bad, but you cannot come to a society and say that everything they did
is wrong,
is bad.
No, but excuse me, I'm not cutting you short, but you know, when you hear the story of the Mary Celeste killing of twins, is not good. Do you understand?
And
so,
that was why he said
everything.
Good ones, but the bad ones also.
But if not for the Western culture, we won't be sitting here reaching the world.
I don't think so. The reason why I told you that I don't think so is because God in his wisdom has created the world in a way that no continent or even country will have all the mineral resources they need. You must have to trade.
Of course.
You must have to need something from somebody. If they allowed us to develop at our own pace, when they need our uranium, like they are stealing in France is stealing in Niger, when they need our oil, our crude, when they need our diamonds, when they need our gold, they will come. We will negotiate in our own terms, not in their own terms. Now they have managed to destroy everything we believe in, so they can now bring their puppet and put as the head of our society. When they now come for this exchange, they take as much as they want and give the puppet what he or she will use to sustain his families, and then the whole society is in peril. Yes. So I'm saying that the remedy to this is to know the history. To know the history, because the Bible said when Christ was giving them the great command, any town you enter and they don't accept you, dust the sand, and leave. Why didn't they dust the sand in their sandals and leave us? Instead, they condemned. So that if you get the history right, you can be able to retrace your steps back. I'm not saying that Christianity is wrong. Christianity is good, but there are ways to practice it. The other day, few months back, I think this channel, Arise channel, released top 10 most religious countries in the world. Nigeria is number 2. I think Afghanistan is number 1. Now look at the two countries. They are the worst in development.
They are worst in everything. They are fighting.
Yes, but the top 10 unreligious countries, you see China,
Switzerland.
Yes, you see these people.
Yeah.
So you see that these people have managed to separate their religion from their economics. If you want to do government, you do government. You practice politics. You don't just mix these two. They have managed to destroy the way we see. Yes. The Christianity was not brought to us with a genuine heart. It was brought to us as a means to step us down, and they believe a particular frame. I think in mass communication it's called the theory of framing. They frame the news, the content, the way they want to favor them, and then decide to hide what they want to hide from you. If it was brought to us the way it was supposed to come, I believe by now we will not be imitating everything the way we are doing it now, because there is a lot of evil There's a lot of inconsistencies currently going on.
So back to you, my honorable.
Thank you.
Now, in this Western culture, we get to see a lot of things like men sleeping with men, female sleeping with female, a lot of atrocities. And then the thing is that we are copying them like word for word. Now you get to come down to Africa here, you are seeing same thing. The only thing that is different is that our government will come out and say we don't want this.
Yes.
But we know that this is going on. Even some government officials are still doing this. Do you understand? So what is the negative impact that these people are giving us that we should drop? Because we should have to hate, before you change something, you have to hate that thing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if we are to hate something, what are we hating? That we need to start, okay, let's just do this in our own way and see if it works.
Yeah, in the aspect of homosexual and I will use the word.
Yes.
Because we are not hiding anything. Understand? It's not our culture, and it can never be. And this, when my brother was talking, he made mention of the Western and bringing good ones and bad ones. These are part of the bad ones, and we cannot accept it. We can never. It's not part of our culture. It's never. So, in addition to, I think what you asked previously was solution to most of the bad ones.
Yes. And how can we get our own black Jesus?
Yes. Because they brought so many things. But I'm happy he has talked about the Christianity aspect of it. Other thing they brought in order to divide us was politics. The Westerners, they came with politics. Just like in Enugu State, for example, Enugu, Anambra, and Imo, Ebonyi.
The Eastern States.
Eastern States. There was, I think, there was a time these three states was a state, and politics now divide that one state into 5 states. You will see an Enugu man now dealing with an Anambra man. He will say, he's not my brother. You will see an Imo man. He will say, look at this Abakaliki man. But previously, all of us we were brothers.
One. Yes.
Understand? So, and that led to the problem we have in Nigeria. Because when you talk about Nigeria, the Igbos will say we are Igbos. The Northerners will say we are Northerners, and the Western will say we are the Yorubas. But we are all one Nigeria. I think if we can forget about politics, which they brought to us, which the Westerner brought to us, if we can unite ourselves as one nation, as one people, to build ourselves, to create that our own black Jesus, I think we will, even our economy, even our lifestyle.
But like, honorable, I want to ask you this, but the Westerners, are they still in control of our economy?
Of course.
How?
When the major economy, the major thing that gives Nigeria money now is our crude. And they in fact, as far as I'm concerned, I have never seen a country that will mine their crude, they will export it,
and buy
it back.
That's stupidity.
We should think about that.
That's
so stupidity. when you get to that point, you will know that they still control us. Understand? Building a refinery here, I don't think is a problem for us, but they won't allow it because they are the one that installed the president, and they will still control him in order to get their own benefit. I believe the Westerners, they can't do anything to any African country without their own selfish interest. Their interest first.
So, Honorable, They shock you.
Yeah, but that is it. Their interest first.
they
They
installed
came
the
to
president.
Africa for business. It's not about what they will offer to Africans. It's all about what they will gain from Africans. Just like my brother said, they have their own resource, their own mineral resources. They cannot manage it alone. They still need other ones. No country is a kind of
that has everything. Yes.
You must need other countries, minerals, natural resources. So coming to Africa, they had something in mind, like Ghana. They have gold, and so many other countries have theirs. You know. So I believe they are coming for something, and we should be wise when we trade with them. Just like what happened to what country that had Q this year?
Okay, Burkina. Is it
Niger?
Niger was
Yes.
the first.
Yes.
Is it Niger? Niger is not the first. Niger was like about the last one that happened. Is about Burkina Faso or Mali.
Burkina Faso
All of
first.
them happened.
They happen at the same
Yeah,
time.
this year. Yeah.
Understand? You know, I overheard the new man that took over.
The military man, yeah.
The military man. He said, if the Western world wants to buy cocoa from them, let them come and build chocolate factory in their country. I don't know if you are getting my point.
Yes.
That is business. You don't
Because
just
if you build it in my country, you employ
Of
my
course.
yes.
and you will pay us tax. Then you will know we are doing business. Not you will come, you will buy and go, and you, because you are white, they will worship you and feel you are superior. Understand? So these are the kind of things we should start doing, and from there we will have Black Jesus.
All right. So back to you. You heard what he said now.
Yes.
So what's your own take?
Well, I will continue by elaborating most of the points he has made, right? And he continues saying black Jesus. The truth is that Jesus was not white.
For real?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because
I got argue Wenka.
no,
Oh no, but we need to like. What do you mean by Jesus? Where are you there?
it's not a matter of am I there. We know the part of the world he came from,
Which is
he's a Jew, so he came from Nazareth.
and Nazareth is where?
They are not white. They have these skin colors. I think they are classified into three. You have black, you have white, you have brown.
Yeah.
Jesus is brown, not white. The
And
white,
not black.
Yeah, yes, but certainly not white. You can't paint him as a white man. He's not a white man. He's a brown. Indians are not white.
They are not white.
Their skin color is fair, but it's not white. They are regarded as brown. So Jesus is like that. You cannot say that Jesus is white, but they have run this propaganda for a very long time that we believe that it is everything white is good.
Is good.
Everything black
is
is wrong.
I said because even self, I know Akwakuozu self. Now black where they wear mostly when they are
Yes.
doing burials, you see them
Yes.
wearing black.
Yes.
Why is this so? Why is everything black? Even?
This is still
and I'm even black, sir.
this is still the psychological operation they are doing to us.
Yes.
They are still using the psych. If you try to research the types of propaganda, you see that out of the whole types of propaganda, you have white propaganda and the black propaganda. The white one is what you use for good,
And the black
but the
one.
black is what you use for bad. So in every
Even
aspect,
in snooker self, the white is the good one because it's knocking out the balls in.
okay, they have
My
this.
name is guy
They
here.
have these small subliminal messages that they use in your head
Yes.
to make you feel so attached
Subconsciously,
to
they
the
are
immaculate
putting
of
it
the
there.
white.
Yes.
You understand? But actually, black skin color is better than white any day, because the melanin in our skin helps to resist sun without rubbing any sun block or anything.
Yes.
This
Sunscreen.
yes,
Sun.
this can hold you. The black skin can contain a lot of.
Black doesn't crack.
It doesn't crack.
Yes.
But they have a lot of disadvantage in that
Yes.
skin, but they can't admit it. You know, but the young ones now are even bleaching their skin,
Yes.
not knowing the value of what they have, because they have been so colonized in their head.
Just like what happened to our brother Michael Jackson.
No, but Michael's case was
Yeah,
different
Michael case was
because he had a skin condition.
yeah, but we cannot deny that he did not enjoy being white.
He enjoyed it.
That is the thing.
But he didn't get the privileges though.
He didn't get, but he enjoyed appearing like that.
Like that, yeah.
Even though he suffered because of skin color and all that, yeah. But I don't want to get.
Let's leave that aside.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, Africans should be able to value what they have.
What is it that we have? As Africans?
We have everything.
Explain.
We have everything. We have mineral resources that can sustain us. We have intellectual capabilities here.
Are we capable of thinking for ourselves? Because I think that the problem of them colonizing us over and over again is because we can't actually think for ourselves.
See, when the introduction was made, I started by saying that if they allowed us to
grow on our own pace,
in our own pace, we would eventually get there. The reason why you see that this thing is a fact is because if you see a black man who travels out and they goes to learn the way they learn over there, belong, the person always comes out
better than them. Yes.
Why is that? If we are so dumb, why is that? Why? Enter the music, enter their movie industry.
But the thing is,
enter their music industry.
Excuse me, but the thing is that if you remember the hunger back home, my guy, you need read though.
No, no. This is not even okay. The generations that have not faced that hunger there, that are still black Americans or Europeans,
yes.
They have not faced this hunger because the generations that did that has passed. Some of them that still want to do good, like to work hard, still come out at the top over the whites. It is not like we are dumb. We are not.
We are not dumb.
There are people who have slow development and there are people who have fast development. I will give it to them. They have fast development, but it doesn't mean that the person who is slow will not develop. The person will eventually develop. There is a reason why they call this place the motherland, because everything is still raw. You can come here and start afresh and become whatever you want and build whatever you want, and it will thrive with less competition. But there, everything has been polluted. Everything has been polluted. In the beginning, Honorable talked about Igbos. It's not only Igbos that married more than one wife. Other cultures, other traditions in Africa practice that too.
And some are still doing it even now.
Some are still doing it now, right? When he was talking about it, I was just thinking about how that movement, feminism, came to be. And this is obviously a Western thing, because if it was an African thing,
my brother,
those times the women were protested. I'm not saying that feminism is bad, but the recent day feminism is completely evil.
Yes.
Because I know that with the small history and the small diggings and investigation I've made, feminism came about because of the women were deprived suffrage, that is franchise. They could not vote. But it is not that. It's not like the men were so wicked they don't want you to vote. It was because of a reason. During the First World War and the Second World War, men were the people drafted to go and fight.
Yes.
So when you draft the person who gives order for this drafting is the head of state. That will now say, okay, Enugu will bring 20 men, and they will go to families and collect 20 men. Abakaliki will bring 20. It is the leader that gives this order to carry people's children and go and die in a war. Now, the men thought it wise that those people who go to die should be the people voting in somebody that will draft them.
Draft them, yeah.
Because if every other person could have the authority to put that authority in power, and you put a corrupt person there, Enugu might start bringing 100%. Why the people in Abakaliki will be bringing only 2%? You see that the sons of Enugu will die more in that war. This was the reason. So they fought after. They did not fight for that right during the war.
they waited.
They waited so many years later. The First World War was between 1914 to 1918. Second, 1939 to 1945. But this was during the late or early 1960s, 70s, and 30s that this first wave of feminism started. Why did they wait so long? When everywhere don't matter for them, they can now do as they please. You are now fighting to have equal right. I'm not saying that women should be maltreated though. Right now, I can even call myself a feminist. If you want to be equal with me, that's fine. That means anything I'm doing, you do as much as I do.
Yes.
You don't need to expect me to do more than you. If you want to claim that you want equality. But the truth is, women are not wired that way, and men are not wired that way. We can have equality of opportunities, but not equality of outcome. This feminism something now is taking over Africa so much.
Hold on to that thought. Let me ask Honorable, what's your take on feminism? Because it's like nature equal at this topic, because we are still talking about and it's all connected actually, yes, when you look at it,
because it's a Western
culture. Yes, we normally
the wives then
are very loyal,
accommodated the second wife,
even the third one, even the fourth,
even the concubine.
Yes, you said something about the story you heard before.
I'm married and I don't want to have 2 wives. But
wait, this is a tricky something now.
Yes, let
me ask you a question. If you are given the opportunity and you have the funds, the capital and everything to marry more than 1 wife, will you do it?
I will not do that because of the environment we find ourselves due to the Western world culture they brought to us.
So open a culture in the Western Adaro, you would have.
The custom was still the way it was. Maybe marrying 2 wives would be a very good thing.
It's possible that I may even have like 5.
So it's not. So the thing is not about you wanting to marry 1 wife. It's about the culture that changed your belief.
That we are into now. The situation we are into now. Not that. In fact, I can't do it because of the situation we are into now. That was blocked by the Western world.
Okay.
Understand? But had it been, they didn't bring that their culture. By now, I may have like 20 kids. Maybe the other one will have like 4, the other one will have like 5.
And then they are all farming.
It might not be only farming.
Hunting.
There might be,
because the Western world didn't come now. You are not going to school.
No, it's not like that. As the world goes, as days goes, like
the world, yes.
Ahead, the development from other countries can still come to Africa, even without that the colonization. The development will still come.
But back to what I asked, what's your take on feminism?
Yeah, my take is the women should be women and the men should be men.
So you want the women to be...
We have genders and we should maintain our lane for peace. Why I use that, in so many families today, you will see the woman wants to be the head of the family. And it shouldn't be so. And that's why you are seeing problem in so many families. And before you could know it, the woman would be like, I need a divorce. But before the Westerners came, it's not like that. There was nothing like divorce. In fact, the women they worship their men. They worship their men. I remember I heard a story about how our people used to treat their wife those days. You would see a man with 3 wives or 4 wives, and the girlfriend will still come from a far place to visit him, and the wives will make ways for the man and the girlfriend. But you can't try it these days.
I got getting shiggy poison overnight.
Even to maybe somebody called you, a woman called you on phone, maybe your business partners, maybe discussing business, and your wife will be like, who called you? What were you discussing with her? And if you are not careful, the person you spoke on phone, she will tell you that you are cheating on her, just that you spoke with somebody on phone. And once it started, he's cheating on me, that marriage will not, it won't last. I've overheard one woman, she was saying that, God forbid, I can never allow any man to treat me the way my father treated my mother. And you've seen that maybe the father used to cheat on the mother to her mother's notice. She've had that mentality. So any slight thing, she will be like, he's cheating on me and I want a divorce. Before you could know it, they will go and file divorce and
the marriage
will just
over.
crash.
The thing is that
You understand?
yeah, my own from my own take, because I just have to chip in this one. Feminism is not what Nigerians and most of the people abroad and the Westerners, let me just put it like that, it's not what they are taking it as in how it's supposed to be. I listened to a clip of a white woman, saying that feminism means obeying. Do you understand? Showing that feminine
attitude.
Thank you, feminine attitude. Showing that female side, that tenderness, that care. It's not about trying to measure up with the man. But then again, when you come down to Nigeria, you've seen that they are trying to measure up with the man. What a man can do, a woman can do better. Which is not supposed to.
It's not
That's
even
the
only war.
truth.
There are so many things women
Cannot do. Do you understand? But well, that's just aside. So back to what we are saying. Continue from which.
Okay. Continuing from where I stopped, I dropped this bomb of feminism, and maybe I think you want us to be done with it for now.
I don't want to enter there.
Good. So let's continue with the fact that the Western world has brought a lot of things that destroyed our culture. Right. So right now, I would like to take you aback. I don't know. I can't remember when TikTok was launched, but I know it's a China company. It's a China product.
Yeah.
Right. In China right now, they don't use the same TikTok that is used in America or in every other place.
For real?
Yes, they don't. Their algorithm is different. Because there are things you can post there in their own TikTok that it is only meant for them. Like, it still upholds their culture. Yes. But other places are allowed to post anything that can downgrade both the religious aspect of your culture, anything. They still manage their own so that it suits them. You see, so these people know what they are doing. They know what they are doing.
Is it that the Chinese, the Asia continent, or let me just say the Chinese, don't want to be influenced by the Westerners?
Of course, they don't want to be influenced by the Westerners because they know that majority of the ideas, the new ideas they have is so crazy that a sane person cannot sit down and start seeing this thing as being okay.
Normal.
You cannot tell me that it is women empowerment, my body, my choice, for you to go naked as a mode of dressing. Free the nipple. and
Braless days.
Yes, and you are making this a culture that in a way that is no longer moral decadence. There was a time before you could see a naked woman, you have to, either patronize the sex workers or maybe live in one kind bad neighborhood. But with the advent of the internet, where anything is searchable, you can just see it. These days, you might not even be searching for it. If you enter X, enter Facebook, and before you scroll 2 pages, you will see something that you don't intend to see. So that they are now making this nudity to be a culture for women to be able to be free with their body. What kind of nonsense is that? And our country, like Africa as a continent, as a whole, is adopting this. Whereas it is in our innate culture not to expose our body. The African woman is meant to be a decent woman. No matter what, whether married or unmarried.
Even the African man.
But I'm still talking about the mode of dressing. That's why I'm not calling the African man, because the mode of dressing of Africa, even the Western men, they still appear decent.
Okay.
It is their women that have completely gone mad in the name of campaigning for free the nipple. See, these things now, I remember my mom used to tell me that a person who is married then will not wear anything that does not go beyond the knee. It is only a single person that can wear something that stops at the knee. But now, you can't even see girls wearing something that stops at the knee. Which is above the laps.
Which knee? So you don't want to see hot legs.
That's the
They can
problem.
only-
So you don't want
you
them
can see a
to
lady
serve hot
putting on
legs.
Polo, and she will travel with it from here to Abuja. Just polo, a short polo.
So you see,
It's uncalled for.
that kind of influence is destroying our values, our moral values, the thing we hold sacred in our society, where it is now easy for anybody to become a prostitute. They said, dress the way you want to be addressed.
Yes.
True.
So most of these girls that are now turning themselves into sluts, when you approach the person like that, they will turn to tell you that they are not like that. Oh.
But you are dressed
Are you
like
dressed?
that.
Yes. You cannot tell me that the way I am now, and if I decide to put a gun in my pocket and pass a police and they search me, I will tell them I'm not a thief. Oh.
While you are having a gun.
When I'm having a gun. Now they will start looking for that is when they will start looking for my permit, what I'm using it for. But I've attracted their attention,
Yes.
the wrong attention first. So when you wear these things, you attract the wrong attention. And if the person is not patient enough, might not even know if we are the good ones or the bad ones, because the good ones and the bad ones are together.
Mixed up. Yes.
These are the negative aspect of what they are giving to us.
Yeah.
They are not forcing it on us, but because we still believe that they are superior.
That
their
mindset,
way of life.
yes, that mindset.
That is
game.
neo-colonialism. They are in their country and they are still colonizing us. You get the point? It doesn't make any sense.
Nah, this topic long ago. You know that if we start now talking about this topic, we can't even finish it today, because a lot of things are going wrong. You see women now, like the other time I saw the legend Serena, is it Serena Williams? Maybe?
Is it the musician?
No.
The
lawn tennis. Yeah.
Serena Williams.
She wanted to do her baby photo something, and then she went naked completely. Though we are not seeing anything per se, but then, and now you come down to Nigeria and you see one woman in Ghana try that rubbish, snapped picture. Do you understand? So we are copying them word for word, and it's not actually nice. Do you understand? But my own question now is, how do we regain our own culture? Because we had a culture. Do you understand? Because I won't say we have, because the culture is actually gone. We had a culture. How do we go back to that old ways?
Yes, I believe parents has a lot of job to do. In order to bring back our culture. It lies in our hands. Even our language, Igbo language, is gradually going. Perhaps other countries like China, they are now teaching it in their schools, Igbo language. Then what happened to we?
The owners of the language.
So what I'm trying to say is that parents has a lot of job to do in order to bring our culture back. Because when you give birth to a child, it's the duty of parents to nurture the child.
In the way the child should
Yes,
grow.
even the Bible said it. Train up a child in the way he should go, that when he is old, he will not depart from it. So what I'm trying to say, it lies in our parents. Because the problem is not just the youth, even the young mothers. The young mothers are the victims of what my brother just said. I don't know the kind of mothers who have these things. So I think in my own way of bringing back our culture, even the churches, even the government, we have a lot of job to do in order to bring those cultures. Like the government can still say, don't come out with nude wears.
Don't dress neatly.
Don't come out naked, because they almost is just half naked. They come out half naked. I think it was during Chimaroke when they invented something like you don't go to the market with slippers.
No, it's Sullivan.
Is it Sullivan?
Yeah.
So something of that nature. If the government can put interest in bringing back our culture, governments and the church and parents, I think we will achieve whatever we want.
All right, so back to you, Mr.
All right. So I support his views, but I'm going to try to break it down a little, like break it down and spread it a little. What I mean by that is, I believe that the parents have a great job to do. This work lies with the nuclear family, because the society, the first nucleus of the society is the family.
Yeah.
It is from the family you start getting every other aspect. So now, if the mothers and our fathers still want to deliver us and the other children from this particular slavery that we are, mental slavery that we've decided to remain in, they have a very huge job to do. They will start by educating the children in the traditional way. We have now opened our eyes so much that we are developed, yes? So let us use the better aspect of that development, not the bad aspect of it.
Yes.
So why not start telling your children stories of how things used to work in the past? The good things that happened in the past before all this nonsense that is going on now. Yes. Train your child on how to pray, not relying on somebody to pray for your child. Let your child be able to read the gospel and understand, rather than allowing somebody to interpret for the child. Dress your child appropriately when they are still tender, because these days
you see,
dress their children anyhow.
Yes.
And you expect that child, when they grow up, they won't be that way.
Same. Like I've seen where they are fixing their hairs for a small girl.
I don't know why they want to rush these young girls to grow up very fast. I don't know what is wrong.
Okay,
so these values should come back, and it is the function of the parents to bring these things back. Even my brother said the government has a part to play. The family is the first government. The father should show his authority, not maltreating the wife or the whole family.
Yes.
No, be the father figure, be an authority figure in your house. Let your child know that there is a boundary of what you can wear, what you can say, who you can mingle with in this family. Back then in Igbo land, there are people you avoid. You avoid them because you know that these people are bad. Now nobody avoids anybody. Even if you avoid them physically, you connect with them online. Parents should train their children so that they will develop at their own pace. Not when a child is still in secondary school, JS class, you give the person Android phone. You don't need that. I remember that when I finished my WAEC, that senior WAEC in SS3, I was told that if I passed, they will get me a phone. Now, I succeeded in passing, because in my family, if you don't pass one sitting, you are not going to retake it. If you want to retake that WAEC, you will pay with your own money.
Yes.
So they will buy a barrel for you. You will push that barrel and get the money to. These were the strong culture. It was not wickedness.
But yes.
It was not wickedness.
But then you might see it as wickedness, but it's about its training.
It's to let you know that
make you to learn more.
Yes, the world is lost this thing. Now, when I passed it, they gave me my mother's phone, Nokia Touch.
Okay.
You can't browse with it. You just make call with it. But now you give somebody in JS class an Android phone or an iPhone. You give the person access to internet, and you expect that child of 15 years not to be older than you in some months. They will, what you knew when you were 25, the child will know it at the age of 16. Those days, our elders that used to smoke, we regarded smoking as something that is wrong.
Yes, you can't even go
those
to
who even smoke hard drugs, then we are known as stouts. So even if your parents used to smoke ordinary cigarette, they hide it from you.
Not to see it.
Yes.
I said the first day I saw my dad smoking, I was shocked, and that was about like 4 years ago. So I'm already in school then. I'm already in university, but I saw him smoking. I was like, that didn't such a cigar.
and now he did it because you are now an adult.
And he didn't even know. No, he wasn't. He
was not even doing it in your face.
Yes,
just
like
board on it.
Thank you. I just passed the beer parlor where he was drinking, and then I saw him. So I was like, pardon, say that's such a cigar. You know?
But
now
these modern day parents, they do it in front of the child.
Pops weed and have shisha pots in the house.
Sometimes they leave the remnants of the smoke on top of the dining table or whatever, and allow the child to have access to these things. So the parents have a lot of work to do.
You know, excuse me. You know, when you talked about your parents telling you if you don't pass work, guy, is it like when we are growing up, we had like all these strict parents that want you to do something better for your life.
But the reason is because that time they don't have this access to Western culture the way we have it now.
Right?
So their values were still very traditional and strong.
Yes.
Because I could remember the same thing that they told you also happened to me. My mom said, if you don't pass this WAEC, I'm not gonna pay.
I'm scared of pushing battle.
I'm not gonna pay for you.
From childhood, I know that is Obura Baka Mumba Benwoke Mego.
Yes.
If it is like that, all these battle pushers would have been millionaires.
Yeah.
It is smart work that gives you the money.
The money, yes.
Yeah, you get. So our parents have a lot of work to do. The Westerners have brought something good for us. We like it, but the bad ones should be expelled from the home. The home teach you about church, teach you about school. Yes, Igbo language is good. Though this podcast we are using English to do and then add our vernacular one is because if you use only your native language, this will not go as far as you want it to go.
Yes, you won't educate
That is
others.
how trapped that we are in now. We are so trapped that we can't do without it. But our parents then used to force you must learn Igbo language as you are learning English. Some days in my house is the day for English, and there are some days for Igbo.
Not just Igbo, they will speak your dialect to you.
I get
Direct,
that.
direct.
You know?
I get that. So when they do these things, they were making you. The word is all about striking a balance. They are trying to get that balance, and the truth is, if you don't learn your vernacular while you are still tender,
You can't learn it,
difficult.
yes.
But you can learn English at any age.
Yes, you can learn
You
English.
can easily pick up English at any age.
Yes.
Because everything that happens around you is only English.
Yeah.
See those people that still have strong cultural values, like the Russians. If you travel to Russia now to study, whether BSc, you must have 1 year to study Russian language.
Yes.
So many countries
Before you
are
will
like
start,
that.
before you will start studying the actual thing you came for.
You know, Russia is very strong in culture.
Yes.
And they don't joke with it.
China is also strict with their
The
culture.
yes.
And you see, these people that are strict with their values, they are still fighting with Americans, the so-called Western worlds. America is not in good terms with China. They're not in good terms with Russia. All these places that still uphold their traditional values, the Westerners don't want them. They want to abolish this thing completely, the way they have abolished African tradition. Because they know if the world becomes so global, that means that anything that happens in America can affect you here directly.
Directly, yes.
It's not meant to be that way.
They should do their own thing and then we do our own thing.
Just like the dollar is controlling Africa.
Right now.
Mostly
Yes.
Nigeria.
Gaddafi was killed because of that.
Yes.
He wanted to build an economy for Africa. And they killed him and they
Central Bank
named
for
it dictatorship. Nonsense. They found one political name for it so that they can murder the man. If Africa had their own currency, we will not be suffering. Even if the leadership of the country, your country is so evil,
Yes.
you will still be able to make money to eat on a daily basis. But right now, to even make 1,000 a day is a problem.
It's a
1,000 naira
problem.
a day is a problem. Which is even allowing these so-called modern parents to allow their children to do unnecessary things in order to bring food on the
Unnecessary
table.
Money.
Well, thank you for sharing this wisdom and wise words for us. And I believe that the listeners, the viewers out there, that they will pick up one or two things from what we are saying so far. Honorable, I want to say a very big thank you. Mr. Halowin, I want to say a very big thank you. So,
Having us.
it's not the end of the show because the show continues, but then again, it's the end of this episode. I want to tell you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and make sure that you're liking and commenting on our posts. And if there is anything that you feel like you want to say or you want us to change or do, you just feel free and comment. Thank you once more for staying with us on this episode. Do have a lovely day.